The Environmental Foundation of Jamaica started in 1991 through a lot of discussion between the governments of the USA and Jamaica, and the idea was to find a way to reduce the debt that is owed to the US by the Jamaican government. And what came about was an agreement that the funds that were owed by the Jamaican government would go into a foundation. We started giving funds in 1993 to NGOs and CBOs, non-governmental groups doing work in child development and environmental management. One of the greatest impacts that I think the EFJ has had is its range of activities throughout Jamaica. The fact that we do both child development and environmental projects, helping children with disabilities and children's homes, to work with adolescents at risks and schools throughout Jamaica. And then, driving through the hills and watershed management, national parks, protected areas. It really is very pleasing that we can manage that range of activities.
Of all the radio stations in the island of Jamaica, there's only one that flies. Jet 88.7 FM, powered by the wind and the sun.
One of my favorite EFJ projects is in the area of Jeffreytown, which is in St. Mary in Jamaica. We've done a number of projects with them because they're an amazing little group of farmers that has been doing a range of activities, and in particular they set up a community radio station, and not only a community radio station, one that's run on solar power. And the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica was instrumental in helping them set it up. One of the proudest moments was when they said after Hurricane Dean, I believe it was, that they were able to be up before anybody else in the community on their solar power and wind power project that we had given them.
This is the first part of the building that we completed. We utilized this room or this area for our radio and our multimedia. Here is where we store our energy, converters and the batteries. After the hurricane, all power lines were down. We were the only one who had power in the community because of the solar and the wind. But it's a hybrid system. We managed to be able to keep our energy going. Solar and wind, I think, is the right mix.
Energy generated from the solar panel and wind turbine goes into the charge controllers, and from the controller it goes to the battery bank, and from the battery bank to a grid tie inverter which is connected to the power supply.
In 2005, we had a group called LIFE. They were a group of people who assist groups like us, and they started first intervention with us, in partnership with us, to get us a grant from Environmental Foundation. We got that grant in end of 2006. We started in 2007. And it was to do with terracing, composting, and fruit tree planting. Plant 11 acres of fruit trees. We have pineapple, with pineapple terracing and sugarcane. And we're still reaping from that now. We also got a lot of training. Training to do with how to manage the project, how to do the reporting and so forth. And from then, we were on our own. We could really manage. I supervise, I make sure the thing happened. And they would then deal with the paperwork. So it's a team thing, it's not just an individual. From then on, the Environmental Foundation really empowered the group to be able to access funding, grant funding. And we haven't looked back. We have managed several projects since then, and we are now awaiting for a further intervention in the same area. That's a water harvesting through CEDAR. And it doesn't matter who give us what. It's how to manage it and how to deliver it. And that's down to EFJ. In other words, they gave birth to Jeffreytown farmers through empowering us to be able to help ourselves.
Working with groups like Jeffreytown is a practical application of working with farmers in the field, but we also want to be able to influence them while they're learning. So groups like working with academic institutions such as the College of Agriculture, Science and Education in Portland is where we impact them while they're learning. And in Portland, what we put in place at CASE was a hybrid system of alternative energy systems to show them that they can use things other than regular electricity for their everyday farming operations.
is Marcia Anderson, parent of a deaf child. She's Amanda, and she is 15 years old. She's in grade 8, attends the Lister Mary Gilbey High School for the Deaf.
The Jamaica Association for the Deaf. This is a project where they have established parent support groups throughout their schools island-wide. And what they do, when a new parent comes on stream with a deaf child, they twin that parent with an existing parent, and so that parent is able to share his or her experiences, how to handle a child, because at first when they begin the process, it's new for them and they're not able to adequately deal with the child. And so what they do, they share experiences and ideas of what to do and how to handle a situation. So this is something that they have been doing, and it is working tremendously, and it has led to them employing parents into the Jamaica Association for the Deaf under their Family Services Union, where they can go out and train other parents how to deal with their children who are deaf.
In terms of being closer to Amanda, I thought that I needed to make that switch from what I was doing then to what I'm doing now, because it has taken me closer, and also it has taken me within, inside of the system of deaf education. And it has taught me a few things. I'm actually still learning, going through the learning curve, but it's an eye-opener also for me. I have seen some of the challenges that exist within the system, and from where I sit, I am hoping that I can make a difference. This is the CB building, and this is where I work. And my daughter Amanda attends the Lister Mary Gilbey High School for the Deaf, which is just right there. You can see the top of the building. I can actually walk right there and get to her in less than 5 minutes. Hi guys, good morning. How are you? You fine? Okay, come on in. I work at the JAD. I do public relations. So I tell people about the JAD and the work that they do here. And now I'm telling other persons about the work of the EFJ and how they have helped us to make the work with JAD successful. Thank you. EFJ has really been a tower of strength. They have been a strong funding partner for the JAD. They have journeyed with us on a number of projects, and 2 of them I can highlight here. They have assisted us with a hearing awareness campaign. This was a public education campaign. So a number of groups of persons were specifically targeted to sensitize them about deafness and what it is all about. Let them meet deaf people and interact with them. EFJ has assisted us on another project where we created print materials for parents, teachers, students themselves, and also guidance counselors, very important. We use them in basic schools, doctors' offices, in the classrooms, and anywhere that persons can, be sensitized as to what deafness is about.
The JAD is a good case study because that's a good example of sustainability, and that is what we try to promote at EFJ. After JAD is gone, if they're gone, there'll be parents here and all over the island who will have the ability to train other parents. It's something that can be ongoing and can be replicated all around Jamaica.
Where are you going today? a part of the Building Appreciation for Nature and Children at Risk project. It's a collaboration between Jamaica Environment Trust and Rise Life Management Services. It's funded by the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica, and also Grace Kennedy and Wisynco have also come on board to assist us with this phase. We're in the third phase of the project, and it involves doing workshops and field trips with children from the inner city. This group is from Parade Gardens, and we do workshops on various environmental topics, and then we go on field trips to natural places. So we're here at the Port Royal Marine Lab today under our wetlands theme. So we're going to look at the Biodiversity Center, see all of the things that live in the wetlands, and we're also going to do a tour of the wetlands as well.
Good morning. Good morning. So I must say, welcome to the Port Royal Marine Lab. Is it your first time in Port Royal? Yes. It's your first, some of you guys.
The Biodiversity Center is quite unique in the sense that it twins both our mandates, the child and the environment. In fact, you are able to see the environment in action, and they focus on bringing in schools and different persons into an atmosphere where you can learn about the environment. You go to see the animals, you see the flora and the fauna below the sea, and you also experience the mangroves when you take the boat tour out.
It's not very often that kids from these communities get the opportunity to go and visit natural places, and that's what the project is about. We're trying to build appreciation for nature, so get them having experiences in nature that they're not usually privileged to.
In doing the tour of the mangroves, what was brought into sharp focus was the impact that we are having by our actions on land, on the sea. So when you dump your garbage in the gullies, it makes its way into the sea, and that has had a deleterious effect on the mangrove population.
In phase 1 and phase 2 of this project, we impacted about 300 children from various communities in inner city, Parade Gardens, Almond Town, Fletcher's Land, Drew's Land, Tower Hill, and Waterhouse. So those were the 6 communities that we worked with in phase 1 and 2. So that's 300 kids, and in this community we're working with about 40 kids. We're back in Parade Gardens now. So we're working with a new set of kids from the first community that we worked in. What we really hope that from this experience they'll have a better appreciation for nature and for their environment, and hopefully it will foster better environmental practices amongst them.
Today I saw mangroves, I saw seahorses, fishes, and a lot of things. Today we also went into a boat. Today was the best day ever.
The Environmental Foundation of Jamaica has been around for 19 years, doing a range of activities with a range of partners, and we're really pleased and proud of the partners that we've been able to work with, both in the communities around Jamaica as well as in the donor community. And our experience in the donor communities is something that we are very happy to be able to share, to tell the story of, as well as to be one of the leaders in the field that we are right now. I think going forward, the Environmental Foundation of Jamaica will take its place as a leader in terms of donor management and grant making in Jamaica. We have always been innovative in our approach. We try not to do the regular type of grant making, and I think that's what we hope to influence others to do in terms of what they're doing. And of course, we want to continue giving out grants to communities all across Jamaica.